We cannot allow witches into our home. Ada, we're your parents. Security, don't ever let them into this house again.
Those words pierced the hearts of the very parents who had sacrificed everything for them. How could 3 daughters reject the very parents who had spent their whole lives fighting for their future? It all began
Kelechi, you've been working since dawn. Please rest for a while.
And
if our daughters can go to school every day, then I'm not tired.
Farmers.
Bye, Mama.
They were never ashamed
We'll
of
study
being
hard.
poor,
God bless.
because every morning they woke up believing one thing: our
Kelechi,
daughters
this
will
rain is
have
too
a
much.
better
Let's go
life
home.
than we did.
If we stop today,
Some nights
who will pay
they
their
went
school
to bed
fees?
hungry, not because there was no food, but because they wanted to save every little coin for their daughter's education. Kelechi often smiled and told his wife, "One day, when we are old, our daughters will take care of us." Mama Ngozi believed those words with all her heart. Years passed.
Papa, Mama,
Every
thank you for believing
sacrifice
in me.
was
My
rewarded.
daughter, today you've made
One
every
after
sacrifice
another,
worth it.
May
their
God continue
daughters
to bless and
graduated.
protect you.
They
One
found
day
good
it'll be
jobs
my
in the
turn too.
city. Together, they bought a beautiful home. As Kelechi watched his daughters succeed, he whispered, "Every blister on my hands was worth it." Life finally seemed perfect until everything changed. As the sisters grew older, none of them found lasting love. Every relationship ended the same way.
Ends.
One day, a
I've
close
prayed,
friend
I've fasted, but
introduced
nothing
them
ever
to a
changes.
pastor. She
Sometimes
said,
I feel like something is
"Before
working
you
against
even
us.
tell him your problem,
Listen,
he will already
I know
know
a
why
pastor who
you're
is very
there."
gifted.
Desperate for answers,
Before you even
the
tell him your
sisters
name,
agreed to go.
He already knows
The
everything about
pastor
you.
listened carefully. Then he spoke. "The reason your lives are not moving forward is because your own parents are sitting on your destiny." The sisters stared at each other in disbelief. Then he continued, "If you truly want to be free, each of you must bring 5 million naira for special prayers. From today, stop sending your parents money. Stop visiting them. Stop answering their calls. Until you separate yourselves from them completely, nothing in your lives will ever change." Fear entered their hearts and love slowly disappeared. The daughters, who once couldn't wait to hear their mother's voice, now rejected her calls without a second thought. Whenever Kelechi's name appeared on their phones, they looked at the screen, then quietly switched it off. Back in the village, Mama Ngozi never stopped hoping. Every evening, she cleaned the screen of her old phone, sat beside her husband, and whispered, "Maybe they will call tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. The silence became louder than words. Meanwhile, every time the pastor called, they answered immediately. Every time he asked for money, they gave it without hesitation. The man they had known for only a short time slowly took the place of the parents who had spent a lifetime loving them. Soon, they no longer called him pastor, they called him daddy. As the months passed,
Please answer your
Kelechi
phone.
became seriously ill. The man
Did they
who had
answer?
once carried
No,
heavy
maybe they are
sacks from
busy.
the farm
Busy since
could
how
no
many
longer
days?
stand on his own. Mama
Please
Ngozi watched
answer
the
your
man
phone.
she loved grow weaker every
Did
day.
they answer?
She called
No,
her
maybe
daughters
they are
again.
busy.
Busy
No
since
answer.
how many days?
She called again. Still nothing. For the first time in her life, she stopped asking them for money. She only wanted to hear them say, "Mama, how are you?" But that call never came. Then, as if losing their children wasn't painful enough, a devastating
Our
flood
home.
swept through the village. Within minutes,
We have nowhere
the
else to
little
go.
home Kelechi and Mama Ngozi had spent years building disappeared beneath the water.
Our home.
Standing in the flood with nothing left but a
We have
few
nowhere
worn
else to go.
bags, Kelechi looked at his wife. His voice was weak, but his hope was still alive. "Let's go to our daughters." With nowhere else to go, they began the journey to the city, believing the children they had loved all their lives would never turn their parents away.